Hello, friends. Welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today I'll be showing you how I'm going to set up my August planner to achieve my monthly goals. So let's get planning. And I've got this friction pen here ready to go, along with a couple of mild liners that I'll use, and this Tombow brush pen, which I will use as well. Okay, so obviously this has been pre-designed with a theme for the month, and I will be referencing a few items from my goals section in my planner. I'm going to pull out my Q3 goals along with my vision board, and then I'll also pull out last month's goals so that I can use that as a guide to see how things went and how to improve for the next month. So one of the big things I had on my list was to upload all of my 2025 listings by the end of the month last month. So that is done, and all of these goals correlate to my quarterly goals, except for one. So I've pretty much achieved all of the goals that I set out for myself to do in July. And now I'm going to set up August, still working towards those quarterly goals, but using the previous month as a guide to what's left to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pen in the categories that I'm going to tackle this month. My quarterly goals are all set already, so I have a business goal, a health goal, and a mindset goal that are for this quarter. And then usually I'll check my vision board and pick out a 1 month only goal to tackle as well for a fourth goal. So I went ahead and pinned those in. Did not like how I did the word health originally, so I went ahead and whited that out and rewrote it. Definitely looks a little bit better, but yeah, I wish I would have done it right the first time. I hate to white out things because you can always kind of see it up close. Okay, so because I am doing things in a little bit of a different order here, I'm going to start with my health goal, mainly because the bulk of what I wanted to do for Q3 and my business goal is pretty much done. So I'm going to focus on my health goal this month and keeping the momentum I've started to build in that goal. For my health goal, it's pretty much the same as I had last month. I want to lose another 3 pounds or inches by fasting, exercise, and nutrition habits, basically. I was very successful last month, but I really couldn't tell you exactly what I did aside from cutting out ice cream. I wasn't allowing myself to have any ice cream and replacing that with fruit smoothies and not as much processed food, but pretty much everything else I was doing previously is the same. So that's the only real thing I can think of why the weight has actually come off. It's probably the ice cream, to be real. So I'm going to try to keep up the habits that I established by keeping my fridge stocked with produce and protein through frequent grocery runs, keeping those items always fresh and ready to go. I also am going to exercise daily and try to commit to a strength training routine 3 times a week. That has been a struggle for me. I've been going to a class that does strength training, which is nice, but then there was some problems and the gym was shut down, so I couldn't do that class, and I just have a hard time doing it on my own in the gym. I can either do it at home or hopefully that class will come back and I can use that as my strength training commitment. I also need to avoid added sugar, dairy, and processed foods. Ice cream, of course, like I mentioned, that's both sugar and dairy and processed. But I also kind of have some snacks and stuff that I like to eat. So avoiding those and then trying to complete a 36 hours, 48-hour extended fast this month. Didn't happen last month, so we'll see if I can make it happen this month. One thing I will note is when I'm approaching my goals, I like to break them down. Sometimes it'll be into time-based chunks that I tackle on a weekly basis. And sometimes it's just certain tasks that I want to achieve in small things that work you towards your goal. Breaking it down into actionable items is the way that I approach my goals on a monthly basis. On the quarterly basis, it's more of breaking it down by month, week, and daily, things that I can do so that I can transfer that into my routine. On to my business goal. Since all of my 2025 items are up, finally, it was weighing on me, so I'm so glad that they're up and in my shop. Now I can kind of focus on creating new stuff. I am going to focus on creating 2 new layouts for my shop. So I'm going to try to set aside 2 to 4 hours a week for design so that I can come up with some stuff that's new and fresh, research some desirable layouts. If you guys are interested in specific things that you're not seeing in my shop, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to pursue things that people are actually interested in versus what I think would be interesting. Building out the files and refining the designs. I will focus on that and then list and promote those layouts by the end of the month. So I'm thinking kind of breaking it down into weeks. I will probably focus on the research side of things the first week, and then maybe building out the files and refining the designs in week 2 and week 3, and then maybe listing and promoting the layouts the last week or 2. I'm also going to go ahead and grab that 3rd quarterly goal and set that up here under 4. Usually I would put that as number 3, but I'm kind of limited with space on number 3 because of how I designed this layout. So I'm going to move the main quarterly goal to spot 4 just so I can have enough space to put in all of the details. And my goal for that will be to simplify and organize my digital life, to de-stress, which is about my mindset, and then also I need to wrap up my office organization. Made some progress last month, but didn't quite get to where I wanted to be, so I need to finish that up. I'm going to try to set aside 2 to 4 hours weekly once again, wrap up that office org. So what I'm thinking is I'll break it down into steps that I can complete each week. Wrapping up the office org, I'll probably combine with something else like the next item, which will be to complete my digital notes review and purge. So like just going through my phone, looking at all my notes that I have in my Apple Notes app or whatever it's called, and cleaning those out and kind of organizing things there. And then the next week, which would probably be about week 2, I'll focus on transferring and organizing my screenshot archive onto my laptop. So I take a ton of screenshots when I like something and save those onto my phone, but then they kind of get lost eventually. So just going back through, cleaning those up, sorting those, putting those where they need to be so that I can reference them as needed. Maybe on Pinterest, maybe on my laptop somewhere in a folder. We'll find out. I also need to move and sort out all of my iPhone photos. That's a big job that I don't want to do, but it needs to be done. And so I'll transfer that to my computer and organize that another week. Clean out all my email accounts. That's another huge one that I don't really want to do, but I need to do it because I'm running out of space in my email and it's causing issues. So doing that. And then finally cleaning up my desktop and laptop archives on my actual laptop. So that's how I foresee simplifying and organizing my digital life to hopefully help me de-stress. It's going to be a little bit stressful doing all the organization, but still, I think it'll be valuable. So for that last goal of the month, like I said, I referenced my vision board, and this month decided to focus on a self-care goal. Still going with my vision for the year, which is to renew and kind of reinvent myself, if you will, just basically become the woman that I want to be. So one of those things that has plagued me since the beginning is my hair. I have very thick, curly, frizzy hair that I always put up in a bun because I just don't want to deal. I am not a high maintenance hair girly. So I am going to try to focus on taming the mane in August, developing a hair care and styling routine for my current lifestyle, which involves a lot of sweating at the gym and then also, running errands after and just finding a way to make myself look pretty good in those situations. So I'm going to look for some new hairstyles and cuts. I'm also going to go ahead and do some research on curl care techniques and gym hair routines. Basically, just, how do you manage that when you're totally sweating out your curls all the time and, creating frizz, how best to manage that in the most low maintenance way possible and finding some routines. And then finding a stylist locally and having a consult and possible cut. It's really hard to find a stylist that knows how to deal with my hair. And then also purchasing the required hair care products to tame the mane. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. And hopefully it's a goal that I can accomplish within a month. But we'll see. I've been trying to do this for many years and it's never really become something that I'm real confident in. So that is it, friends. My goals for August. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye!